friends, I'm back from spring break, but I'm not quite ready to jump right back into the crafting world yet. So I thought it would be fun to show you what I've been doing outside of my house. So my name is Rhonda, hi, and I'm a plant killer. I've tried numerous times, so many times, to grow plants, to try to keep them alive, and I'm just not good at it. So if you're like me and you don't have a green thumb, no worries, because I have come up with some fabulous ideas to do landscaping around your house that's super pretty and super affordable. Welcome to my front yard. Do you hear all the animals? There are people around who have sheep, we have goats around, and some dogs and some chickens, and of course, you know, I have ducks. So yeah, it's like a farm around here. I love it where I live. So out here in front of my house, I have this sidewalk and this little cutout area that was all grass, but my husband always hated to weed eat and mow there. So we had it filled in with this river rock. We first did a layer of regular gravel, and then we put this river rock, which I chose these colors because it kind of would match anything and it kind of goes with my foundation. So we found this. We had a local store that would deliver it, and it was, I think, about $35 for a ton of it. So we had, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 tons, but it was really inexpensive in my book. And the plans for our house eventually is to have a front porch. So I really didn't want to do any permanent landscaping. I didn't want to plant anything into the ground anyway. So I had decided to go with container plants. But knowing me, I knew I would probably kill those plants. So here's option 2. I actually ran into this beautiful palm tree at the Goodwill store, and it was only $15. So my first tip, if you're like me and you do not have that green thumb, check your Goodwill stores and your thrift stores for these artificial plants that are way cheaper than what you would pay for them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or any higher end store. I bought this white planter at Home Depot. It was only $20, and you can check around. I know that the Dollar General store has some pretty planters, but honestly, for this size, I think they were about the same. I think they were about $20. So you could go anywhere and get yourself a nice planter. You might even find one of those at a thrift store or Goodwill too. And I just weighted it down with some regular gravel. So I am super happy with my Goodwill tree, and I'm so lucky that I ran across it. At the Goodwill store, I also ran into this little plant, and it was not in this pot. I'll tell you about all my pots and containers in just a minute, but I got this beautiful little faux plant for only $7. So then I was on a roll. I went to Walmart, and at Walmart, I found these gorgeous boxwood spheres that are in a planter, and guess what? They light up. They have a switch on the back, which I need to maybe figure out how to attach it so it's not just dangling there, but it does take 3 batteries, and I don't know if you can see since it's daylight. There we go. You can see them when they're in the flashing mode, because there's an on, there's a flash, and then there's off. There you go. Can you see them flashing? So you might want to check walmart.com. I thought it was a pretty good price for something like this. It was only $34, so I bought 2. Now on to the really big thing. So before I bought any of these plants, I found this table. I knew that I wanted some sort of a table that would be outside and could withstand the weather. So I was looking at wrought iron tables. So I went thrifting for a table. I knew that I wanted a wrought iron table, something heavy, something that could withstand weather. And I went thrifting for one and I found this one for only $30. And I do think maybe I might paint this black or maybe white at some point, but I'm gonna live with it for now and see if I really want to do painting on it later or not. But the reason why I got it so cheap is this. It was missing its glass. This originally had glass on the top, but I wouldn't have wanted glass anyway. So what I did, I went to Home Depot and I got 2 of these stone tiles that you find in the flooring section. And they were very inexpensive to buy just 2 of them, or you could do 12 by 12 tiles. And I think for both of these tiles to cover this table was less than $10. Now let's talk about the plants. Now, I looked online at artificial plants and they can get expensive, especially if you're looking for the UV rated ones that won't fade in the sun and the weather. So I turned to Temu. This video is not sponsored by Temu. I paid for all of these with my own money, but I am just so happy with the quality of these plants, how pretty they are, and they look like they really will withstand any weather. So I had to share it with all of you.
These are the ones that I picked out. My favorite ones are these white ones, and you can see that they are UV resistant.
Each one of these bundles of plants was only $3 or $4, and I did buy multiple bunches. So I spent about $50 in total for all of these faux plants, but I say it is totally worth it. Once my plants from Temu came in, I needed some pots for them. So my first stop was the Dollar General store. And although they did have some pretty pots and things, they were a little more than what I thought I would like to pay from the Dollar General. So I went to the Family Dollar store, and these are the pots that I found there. I thought that they were a lot prettier and you get a lot more bang for your buck. This boho black and white planter was only $5, and I got 2 of those. This larger medium size white resin planter was only $3, along with this plastic resin. I don't know if that's the same thing or not. It's a plastic planter that is kind of a concrete look. It's gray. That was $3. And this one on the bottom, this long planter, was only $3. Of course, they had various colors and sizes, and so I recommend the Family Dollar store, or maybe a Dollar Tree Plus if you have one in your area. It might carry the same products, and so that's what I did for my planters. It was one of those $3 planters that I put this little plant into. was at Family Dollar Store, I noticed that they had lots of other pretty outdoor decorations, so I did take advantage of those deals. So I have a solar lantern that is only $5, and it works great. It's already come on for me at night, which I will show you the night view of all this later. And this lantern comes in lots of different colors. Watch out for the wasp there. Do you have these dreaded wasps where you live? Last year we had like murder hornets. They were so big. The wasps were so bad last year. I hope it's not going to be the same story this year. Then they had this little ceramic one that was only $3 or $5. I think it might have been $5. No, I took the price tag off of it. I think it was $5. It's solar light too, but it makes such a pretty design on this table with its little cutouts. And I don't know if I mentioned that this black one is plastic. So here it all is, all of my faux plants and greenery that I'll never have to come out and water. I will never have to come out and weed, and they can't die on me.
And here's a look at what it looks like at night, which of course my nighttime filming is grainy and it doesn't really do this much justice, but believe me, it is gorgeous in person.
Other thing that I would mention in this video are these little decorative pieces that I have had on my shutters since we bought this house. I admired them in some pictures when I was looking online before we bought our house, you know, how I wanted our house to look. And I loved these things that I saw on some of the older style houses. And they're called shutter dogs. And they are wrought iron. They're really easily attached. It looks like this one may be rusting a little. They've been, like I said, they've been on here since we've owned the house, but they were very inexpensive. I believe I bought them on Amazon. I do think they add a really unique detail to our house. So tell me, what do you think? Would you decorate the outside of your house with faux plants and greenery?
I hope you enjoyed the video today. I enjoyed making it. And if you want to see more DIY fun, click the link that I've provided for you right here, and I will see you next time. Bye!